Hello students, welcome to MCQ video discussion on Medico apps. Today I'll be discussing a very important MCQ on GIC composition. Now I can bet on this that this GIC composition, this topic is being asked in numerous PG examinations, in theoretical examination, and even the examiner can ask you this in the Viva. So you have to remember the composition, though it is the most basic question from GIC, but the students do forget this, but we will be discussing this and you will remember this GIC composition with the function of each of the components which are present in the GIC. So let's discuss the MCQ, but before that I want you to subscribe our BDS Express YouTube channel so that whenever I discuss such important MCQs with their basic concepts, the theory behind that, the short dental concepts, you will be notified for all those. So let's start by today's discussion on MCQ from the conservative subject, and the topic is from the glass-ionomer cement composition. Now this question which today we are going to discuss has been asked in All India PG exam and in also AIM exam. Now here I want to mention one point, that the examination like AIMS and PGI, though they see the questions from these examination seems very simple, the question being framed is simple, but they basically make the options sometimes very tricky. They are so similar that the students sitting in the examination hall might get confused. But don't worry, we will be unfolding all such questions for your betterment so that you can easily answer all those questions. So let's see what question is being framed today. So today's question is, glass-ionomer cement is composed of. The question is very simple, very straightforward, and the options here are zinc oxide powder and polycarboxylic liquid. Option B is zinc oxide powder and phosphoric acid. Option C is alumina silicate powder and polycarboxylic acid or liquid, and option D is alumina silicate powder and phosphoric acid. Now, straight away question, you should know about the composition of GIC. So basically, the GIC or glass-ionomer cement is composed of powder and liquid. So this is the powder, okay, and this is the liquid, how it is being dispensed. So we will be first studying about the powder component, and then we will be discussing about the liquid component which is present in the glass-ionomer cement. So these are the components which you are seeing here is the component for the powder which is present in the glass-ionomer cement. Now along with the percentage of these components, you should also know the function of each of these components as they are very important. But before that, if an examiner asks you that the glass-ionomer cement powder is formed of, so what will be your answer? So the answer for that will be that it is a powder of acid soluble calcium fluoro aluminum silicate glass. Yes, it is this powder, it is the composition, it is the formation of acid soluble calcium fluoro aluminum silicate glass. Now the components inside this powder are firstly silica. Now silica is around 41.9%, or you can remember as it is present around 42%. Okay, as a whole digit also you can remember. Now what is the function of this silica? So silica basically increases the translucency. Okay, it increases the translucency. So the first component is silica, that is 42%, and the function of silica is that it increases the translucency. Now the second component here is alumina, and alumina is around 28.6%, which you can remember as 29%. Okay, so that is also a whole digit which will be helpful for you, that 42, and then we are discussing about the 29% of alumina is present. Now what is the function of alumina? So it increases the opacity in the glass-ionomer cement powder. Okay, now after that, lot of fluoride contents are present in the powder of glass-ionomer cement, and that is like aluminum fluoride, calcium fluoride, and sodium fluoride. Now the composition of all these are 1.6, 15.7, and 9.3, but the basic function of these fluoride contents are, they are basically there are a lot of functions which are performed by this fluoride. Now the basic functions are that it decreases the fusion temperature firstly. Okay, it has anti-karyogenicity property. Okay, other than that, it increases the translucency. Again, this is also increasing the translucency. It is also increasing the working time, but and increasing the strength of the material. So these are the 5 important functions which are performed by the fluoride content which is present in the powder of glass-ionomer cement. And lastly comes the aluminum phosphate, which is around 4% present in the powder of glass-ionomer cement. And what does this do? So it basically decreases the melting temperature. Okay, and other than that, it increases the translucency. So even this is increasing the translucency. So let's just rewind again and remember all these. So silica is 42%, and what it is doing? It is increasing the translucency. Alumina, how much it is? Around 29%, and it is increasing the opacity. Then comes the fluoride content. The fluoride contents are aluminum, calcium, and sodium fluoride are present. And what is the percentage? 1.6 or 2%, 15.7 or 16%, 9.3 or 10%, whatever you find it easy to remember, you can just remember with a whole digit. And what are the 5 functions the fluoride is performing? So it is decreasing the fusion temperature, it has the anti-karyogenicity property, it is also increasing the translucency, working time, and also it is also increasing the strength of the material. And lastly, coming to the aluminum phosphate, aluminum phosphate is around 4%, and what it is doing? It is decreasing the melting temperature and increasing the translucency. So let's just remember silica, alumina, the sodium fluoride, the calcium fluoride, and aluminum fluoride, and lastly aluminum phosphate is present in the powder. So I hope you remember the composition for the powder of the glass-ionomer cement. With this, we are now going to move to the liquid side of the glass-ionomer cement. Now, glass-ionomer cement liquid consists of basically 3 items or 3 components. And what are those? The 3 components are the polyacrylic acid, the tartaric acid, and water. Now, here coming with the first one, polyacrylic acid, which is around 40 to 55%, and this is one of the most important components which are present in the glass-ionomer cement liquid component. Now, the polyacrylic acid, what are those? So this can be itaconic acid, okay, the malic acid, or sometimes even tricarboxylic acid is also used in as polyacrylic acid. So you have to remember this, the itaconic acid, the malic acid, or tricarboxylic acid. Now, questions can be framed from the function itself, or sometimes it has also been framed that the itaconic acid function in GIC composition is. So what is the composition? What does this polyacrylic acid do? So polyacrylic acid basically reduces the viscosity of the material. Okay, the second is that it promotes reaction between the liquid and powder of GIC. Okay, these are the 2 important, but basically if an examiner asks you, you will be answering that it decreases the viscosity of the material. The second is the tartaric acid, and this is around 6 to 15% present. And what is the function of tartaric acid? So tartaric acid basically increases the working time, first increases the translucency, second function. Third is that it also increases the strength of the material, but it decreases the setting time, and lastly it also improves in improves the handling properties of the material. So what is the function of tartaric acid? So though it is 6 to 15%, what it is doing? It is increasing the working time, it is increasing the translucency, it is increasing the strength, decreasing the setting time, and increasing or improving the handling properties. And lastly, coming to the third component, which is water, which is around 30%, it is basically helpful in hydrating the reaction product or the reaction procedure. It is hydrating that reaction procedure. So the liquid consists of polyacrylic acid, tartric acid, and water. So I hope you now remember the components of the powder and the liquid of GIC. The powder consisted of what? Silica, alumina, the fluoride contents like aluminum fluoride, sodium fluoride, calcium fluoride, and lastly aluminum phosphate was also present. And then coming to the liquid, polyacrylic acid, tartric acid, and water is present in the liquid component. So getting back to our question, so the question here was that GIC is composed of. So GIC is composed of, does it consist of zinc oxide powder? No. So the first two options are already cancelled. Now coming to the alumina silicate powder. Now aluminum or alumina is present, and as I have told you, as a whole, it is a acid soluble calcium fluoroalumino silicate powder which is present. So yes, there is alumina silicate powder present, which is present in both C and D option. But the second component here is polycarboxylic acid in the polycarboxylic liquid, which is present in the option C, whereas phosphoric acid is not present in the liquid component. The liquid component consists of polycarboxylic liquid and tartric acid and the water. So which option has polycarboxylic acid? The polycarboxylic acid, as I have told you, that polyacrylic acid can be itaconic acid, malic acid, or tricarboxylic acid. So basically the structure of polyacrylic acid is nothing but a simple carbon backbone with a carboxylic acid, that is your COOH. Okay, so this is the answer for your question, that it consists of alumina silicate powder. Children or students might get confused with this polycarboxylic liquid option, but don't worry, if you know that polyacrylic acid, what all acids can be present in the polyacrylic acid, you will be able to answer the question for glass-ionomer cement composition. So I hope I have made this question clear to you, and you will be now able to resolve such question and will also remember the composition of GIC for your theoretical examination along with the functions which I have discussed with you. Thank you for now, but before that I want you to subscribe our BDS YouTube Express channel and also join our exclusive WhatsApp group on www.medicoapps.org/group. And the link of this group is also given in the description below. Kindly join our channel so that it will be helpful for you, and it will definitely be beneficial for you for all the important dental topics we will be discussing, and we will be making your concepts clear for that. Thank you for now. Good day. Good luck.